I worked at this restaurant, and the manager, the general manager, was a very interesting dude. Donald, we'll call him. And I was amazed at his style of management. His style of management was probably about 80-90% of the time was do nothing. And if you've ever worked in a restaurant, you know there's a lot of drama, a lot of gossip, a lot of egos, a lot of emotions, bickering, things like that. And it just can be a stressful job, especially if you work at a busy restaurant. And I was one of the managers at this restaurant, and I would come and bring problems to Donald. Hey, this happened, and da da da. This person's upset, or this person didn't show up for their shift, or um, any number. The delivery never arrived. Any number of problems, and I was so amazed that to probably about 80-90% of the problems, his reaction was so nonchalant, really uh, basically summed up in do nothing. Okay, that's fine. And so much stuff he was like a duck. The water would just roll right off his feathers. And he wouldn't be fazed by a thing. Now, I'm not saying he was a great manager by any means, and I'm not applauding his style. But I just found it really interesting that the restaurant was very successful. And he had no people skills, or very low people skills. He wouldn't talk to people. He wouldn't say, "Hey, you're doing a good job." He was just a very dry. Just crunch the numbers, give me the facts, and let me get about my business. He would let other people deal with the employees and their drama, and would just basically had the philosophy of do nothing, except when it came to the numbers, when it came to the bottom line, when it came to the profit margin. That's about the 10% of the 15% of the time that he was hands on and got involved. I remember I once came to him and I said, the employees were wasting straws, and I said, all these straws that we're wasting, and we could save money if we do this, this, and this. And he says, "Man, stop worrying about straws. What do straws cost? A penny a straw?" He says, "Worry about the big things. The straws don't matter." Oh my God! He was just that kind of straightforward and matter of fact. And what I learned about him was he was really able to separate the wheat from the chaff. And I think that's what most of us lack the ability to do in our lives with other people, and just the ebb and flow and the chaos of being human. There's things that are going to stress us out, we worry about, we just get our panties in a bunch, and those are like straws. We like grasp and clasp and grip all the straws. And this person did this to me, and this is not working out, or this relationship ended, and my life is miserable, and whatever. All the things that we get our panties in the bunch. Donald would just say, "Dude, it doesn't matter. Don't do anything. You don't need to even react to it." And that's what the ego wants us to do. This person was very rude to me. I can't believe how the person was rude to me. I need to say something, or I'm so offended. And the ego gets all riled up and wants us to engage and get stressed or get angry or get sad or whatever. And again, it's like the straws. We're grasping at straws. And so much of our lives we think we need to manage, control, change, fix, do something about. Do something about other people. Do something about global warming. Do something about, all the schmucks that live in the world. Do something, do something, do something. And oftentimes, and I'm not advocating sit on your duff and do nothing. But what I'm saying is very interesting. I was very amazed with Donald's method of management, how successful the restaurant was. And if you know anything about restaurant businesses, it's a very difficult ship to keep afloat. I think it has one of the highest business failure rates, and the profit margin is very slim. And I was just amazed. This guy was breaking, what I saw is breaking all this cardinal rules in management. Um, he wouldn't talk to the customers. He wouldn't talk to the employees. He only got involved when he was like he was pushed against a wall and it was absolutely necessary to fix the problem. But what he was great at is the bottom line and making and somehow getting a profit. He was not a great motivator. I mean, just there was so many things wrong. That it's almost comical because you would never think that a restaurant like that could be successful. And I think his greatest skill is just again was just keeping the straws out of his periphery, not allowing the straws to take his eye off the ball. And I think that's what one of the biggest struggles when you're going down the spiritual path is you're down this path, you're focused, you're in the now, you're enjoying the journey, and all these you start noticing all these straws and all these little things take you on detours, get you riled up, and really affect your inner peace. And the thing is just 90% of it really doesn't matter. When you think and reflect upon uh, your life, when I think about my life, oh my God, all those things that I worried about, that I stressed about, that I got angry about, that really got my engine revving. Look, where am I now? Everything's okay. And in fact, 90% of it was probably pretty irrelevant. When I was doing my bicycle trip, there was a church sign that I've said that I've quoted in some of the other videos that I've had many fears, 98% which have never come true. And I thought, what an interesting philosophy to take into life, this do nothing. Now, many people that watch my videos, sometimes they take it too black or white, and realize take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. It's not a black or white thing; it's a perspective thing. Saying do nothing doesn't mean literally sit on your couch, watch TV, and do nothing, but it means a lot of things don't need our hands-on approach and to get involved and get entrenched and mired in that. A lot of things sort themselves out if we just let go, if we just let the river flow, if we just get out of our own way. Things generally worked out when I was working at the restaurant. I was amazed how many things just seemed to solve themselves. Problems which at the time I thought were these huge, issues that we need to have a meeting, we need to do this, we need to do that, and just ended up sorting themselves out. Whether it's a trouble employee that wasn't performing, somehow they seem to kind of find another job or whatever. Things just kind of naturally met at an equilibrium. And I just wonder so many times is our interference, how much does that screw things up? And just look at the state of the world. We constantly want to interfere in everything. Oh, there's a dictator in Iraq. We need to go and oust him and interfere in that. Oh, we have trouble with transport, and we need to invent cars and destroy the environment and pollute and cause global warming, whatever. We need to, what are some of the other things, all the things? We need to defend ourselves, so we build nuclear bombs and, so many things that we think we need to interfere and get involved with. We would have been so much better off had we just did nothing. Look at the Soviet Union and all the evil empires over time. Eventually, they collapse. So I don't know. Taking this and applying it, I'd love to take watch people and how they live their lives and say, what can I learn from that? And I think from Donald, I learned is just a very, maybe Wu Wei. If you read the Tao Te Ching, it's just a very hands-off and let things take its natural course. You know, there's so much freedom and liberation in that. You can just breathe a sigh of relief and know that you don't have to control everything. You don't have to fix yourself. You don't have to manage life. You don't have to succeed, achieve, become someone. It's just knowing, hey, I can just be, and in that, that's peace. In that, I find my solace. I don't need to. All I need to do is just do nothing and let life take its natural course without all the headaches, all the struggle, all the strain, all the strife, all the grief, all the pain and angst. It's also I look at jealous boyfriends or even jealous girlfriends that their need to control the situation and try to avoid their loved one from cheating on them, from being with another person or finding someone else and breaking their heart. What's their solution to that? They become very controlling. Who were you talking to? Where were you? Why didn't you call me? Why were you flirting with that girl? And it's amazing how the very thing they're trying to achieve, they're sabotaging and pushing that person away, and they end up getting hurt, and the person ends up breaking up with them because they didn't apply the do nothing Donald's way. They didn't apply Donald's way method of life. It's just trusting life, letting go of life, and no, things had to be controlled. And when we control, we end up suffocating things, suffocating people, suffocating ourselves with all our demands, rules, regulations. And sometimes the best solution is just to leave life alone, get out of our own way, and just enjoy it for what it is. Anyways, thank you very much for listening. As always, I appreciate all your comments and your support, and I wouldn't do it without you. So thank you, everybody, and have a wonderful week.